Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Vagabond Podcast, presented to you by Kealakea High School, a voice from Big Island youth. Hello, everybody. I'm here, back at another one with another podcast. We got Chicken Joe, and
Aloha.
for your host, I'll be Big Boto. Okay, we're gonna be talking about kids sleeping in class today. I was in class today for my 7th period. The kid was just like laying on the table, crossed his eyes out. He was just sleeping for like a good 5 minutes. The teacher came by, slapped him right on the head. I was like, bro, why are you sleeping in class? And I just wanted to know why these kids are so tired nowadays. Like, do you have a comment on that? Do you have a comment?
I'm really not sure why kids are so sleepy in class, but it could be the phones distracting them into the wee hours of the night, right? Like they're on their phone till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then 9:30 comes around and they're just super sleepy and they can't handle and they go to sleep, right? And poor things, I feel bad. What do you think about that?
Like, bro, like, you don't know what they could be doing on their phones late at night. Like, why? Like, don't just go on your phone late at night. At least get some sleep so you don't fall asleep in class.
Okay, let's be real. What are they honestly doing on their phones? TikTok?
TikTok, probably.
Primitive technology? No.
That's what I do.
Primitive tech videos? What else?
Frick. Probably like Geometry Dash. That game was going hard back in 2015.
Listen, I heard that if you're on a phone or on a screen, it actually prevents you from sleeping. It does something to your brain and keeps you up. The LED light, the blue light. Oh, there it is. Okay. The LED lights stimulate your eyes and they keep your brain awake, so then you can't even fall asleep.
There's night mode.
Night mode. I also heard that teenagers need approximately 10 hours of sleep per night. 10.
I get like 5.
No, you need 10 hours of sleep a night to grow and to be healthy.
Oh yeah, I slept 12
10 hours is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to be wide awake in the day, try to get 12 hours of sleep. If you try that, if you can though, that's a real challenge for teenagers nowadays. They can't go sleep at all.
I mean, to be honest, that's why I have a couch in my room, because so many teenagers come into my room half asleep. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather you get your rest than.
I know,
what
like,
I'm saying?
Like these kids need it. Like, they get their own beds. They gotta sleep. You know what I'm saying? They can't just come to school and just fall asleep anywhere they like. Cause like, that's just freaking. That's just Kapulu, boy.
I mean, do you think it's like the phone's fault? Maybe you kids need to like be off your phones more.
It could be the phones. Like, you just gotta stay off of the phone for at least like 5 to 3 hours.
I mean, yeah, I think that too, right?
At least go beach or something.
I agree. Go to the beach, get some surf on, get some salt water.
Get the big waves, 10-footers. So, Chicken Joe, how's your day today?
My day is wonderful, actually. Every morning I wake up super early and then I go surf, and then I come to work super just happy. And
Sounds
then
like
I try and just spread the aloha that I pull out of the ocean every day. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? I think it's important, right? Like, kind of just sets my day in a good place. And then whatever good place my brain is at, like, just transfers to all my students,
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, that sounds good. Like, I'll do that every single day if I could. But see, I'm still like in the little age. I'm still trying to get my permit license so I can like do all kinds of things, like go party, beach, everything. But freaking got one dad that's like doesn't even like sign my permit cause Bugga's lazy.
Well, I mean, we're talking about like sleep and stuff. I'm asleep by like 8 p.m. right, and then I'm up at 4, and then so that makes me I get to the beach by 5:30, 6, right, and then I go surf.
I always go sleep at like around like 8 o'clock so I can wake up early, get ready, get breakfast, eat, go school. No need fall asleep. I'm not tired.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just what I do. I don't know about all you
all
people.
y'all can still be on the surf team, right? Because surf team Monday and Friday after school, I'll drive you to the beach. You just got to get a ride home.
Yeah, that
bring all
sounds
your
good.
stuff.
I'll definitely do the beach.
Yes, for real. For real? For real? Yes, dude, for real. Monday and Friday, just bring your boards. And as long as we can fit into my car, then I take you to Pines. We go surf. And then, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get your ride home.
I'm down.
I mean, bring your stuff, you know?
I'm gonna bring it next week,
We're
Monday.
promoting the surf team on the Vagabond podcast now.
Everybody,
Let's go.
tuning in. Everybody that's listening right now, if you like surfing, bodyboarding, any kind like that, and you really enjoy it, you should just come down and join the surf team. We'll be located down at Calicut High School. We'll be in what building is this?
This is the V building.
The V building.
It says "Breathe Aloha." There's a big wave on it.
You gotta breathe the aloha to come in here.
It's on
if
the
you don't have
the
aloha,
Mackay side of the cafeteria.
it's on the Mackay side. So come down if you like join. And for all you people that don't like that, no need worry, cause you continue with your life. But other than that, we'll pass the mic back to Chicken Joe.
Oh my goodness, what we gotta talk about? So much to talk about. How do y'all feel about coming back to school?
How I feel about coming back to school, I feel like it would be really good because it won't be like being boring every single day at my house. Like I could just like do things that I can't do when I'm at home and like see my friends, hang out with them, hang out with a bunch of new people, meet people. Like school is all about like connecting together, you know?
Yep.
Because if we didn't have school, then I'm probably sure every single kid would be depressed because every single kid would feel lonely.
Do you think every single kid feels lonely anyway?
Maybe. But how I feel with myself, I don't feel lonely. But to other people out there that do feel lonely, just one advice. Make friends.
I feel you. I've noticed just in my particular position that some kids are really anxious to have connection, yeah? And I know that at least for some of them, cough, 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 I'm not going to mention names, they feel trapped when they're at home, right? Where they can't, like, they have nothing to do. They feel like a prisoner. And then school is their only outlet when they actually see friends or see people or people their own age.
Yeah.
One of the other guys want to jump on real quick?
We have our next speaker. His name is Japo. He'll be joining us today on our podcast. I'm gonna be handing over the mic right now.
Chicken Joe still rocking.
All right,
Here with my
thank
boys.
you.
What's up, Japo?
Nothing much. Just sitting here, just ready to speak my mind.
What do you got to say?
I don't really know a topic. You should give me a topic.
How about dancing?
Dancing to me. All right, what do you like? How it's impacted?
You do a lot of different dances. I've noticed. You have like hula dancing. What else do you have? You have a bunch of different dance types that you can do.
Hula, Japanese, like modern and traditional, Polynesian dance, like a bunch of types, and shuffling. Like I've self-taught myself how to shuffle ever since 2012 when Party Rock Anthem came out.
You taught yourself how to dance. That's pretty amazing. So like, what does dancing do for you? Like, how, does it benefit your life? Like, what's going on?
Dancing has always been some sort of emotional outlet for me, like along with a lot of other things I do, like skateboarding and surfing. If I've had a bad day, you just go out and do what you want. Like, forget about your responsibilities just for that small slither of time that you have, and just express yourself as much as you can, because that's what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone deserves an outlet, and to me, all these kinds of things I do is my outlet of projecting who I am as a person and who I want to be.
So it's like you're expressing yourself, right?
Exactly.
Expressing who you are.
Yeah.
What would you say to like some of the kids out there that have never danced before? Like, how do you even begin to get into this kind of thing?
You know what? It starts from little small baby steps. It's like learning how to walk, you know? Like you start off small and you work your way up. There's really no other way to explain it. I mean, like it's all about just feeling yourself, feeling the music, you know, just getting in the mood.
Getting in the mood.
Yep.
So like I know just speaking for myself, like having a few different things at my disposal for dancing would be great. Like A, music, right? The music that you really like.
Oh yeah.
And B, and like a mirror so you can see what you're doing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, what else would you need? Space, right?
Space, yeah.
What did you do to start? I mean, because I know you got a bunch of different types of dancing. Like,
I mean, from ever since I was a little kid, I always have gone to like, you know, I danced for hula halal for a little bit, and I would always go to bon dances, which is like a Japanese kind of event, and you know, it's kind of like every kid loves to dance. I don't think I've seen a single kid who doesn't like moving their body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless it's some sort of restriction holding them back. The kids love to move freely, and that really like that was what I felt when I started dancing.
Then maybe you can answer me this, because I've noticed this amongst the student population, where like I know that they're talented in certain directions. Like I know kids that already know how to dance, right?
Yeah.
Or in particular already know how to sing or already know how to play instruments, and they're really good. But then when you ask them if they can do it, they say no, or like they pretend like they don't have those skills, or like there's some sort of block. Like, can you speak to that?
Yeah, I can actually. I always told people like I don't know what I'm doing whenever I'm dancing, because in some sense, you know, like I have a foundation, but when you just get lost in the music, you can't control your body. It just moves by itself. And sure,
Ultra instinct.
You're doing you're doing these forms, but you're not really thinking about it. You're just feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that pitches into some, like, to a certain degree with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is like, part of it's like the fear of knowing that someone's always going to be better than you at something, you know?
Oh, okay.
So sure, like if I've experienced this firsthand, like I like to sing off and on, like, I'll sing in the shower like daily, but if someone asks me if I can sing, I'm probably going to say no. You know, because like even though I sort of can, I know that there's a lot of people better than me, and what if the person who's asking me if I can sing is better than me?
Kind of
So
like a
it's-
challenge, like
yeah,
they're
like-
trying to put you on the spot, like to prove that you're worse or something.
Or like I'm sure that's not what they mean, you know, like I like to feel like I like to think that people around my age can be kind, like they have kind intent, but the way they portray it is very aggressive, you know, like say someone's like kind of humming, and then one of their peers will come up and say, yo, you can dance, yo, you can sing, like sing something, and you just completely put them on the spot. And most of the time you build yourself up to it, you know, you don't just like full out come out of nowhere and just sing like an Adele song perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you work your way there.
All right.
You gotta feel it. And when you're put on the spot, you know, you're nervous, you're shaking, you're not feeling it. You can't get lost. You can't get in the zone, basically.
I can totally relate to that, because whenever kids find out that I can breakdance, they're like, oh, you can breakdance, mister? Show me something right now, mister. Right? Like, like, okay, let me just do some air flares for you without warming up, you know, with my middle-aged body. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
I've done that to you.
I've done that. Guilty as charged, right?
Guilty as charged, yeah.
Yeah, so I totally get that. But even just on the micro scale, you know, I'm wondering, because like there's a lot of talent like at our school that's like untapped because of this issue, because like kids, at least from my perspective, seem to be afraid to let other people know that they have these gifts, right?
Yeah.
And they don't want to perform, or they don't want to like let people see their light, you know. So I'm wondering if it's like judgment, or like there's some sort of underground culture of
I mean,
of like being a hater. You know what I mean?
there is. I feel like judgment is actually the main thing. Like, you don't want to be judged for something that, like, you don't want to be judged negatively about something that you enjoy. Say, like, I mean, I really enjoy dance. I really enjoy skateboarding. But if someone asks, me to do something like right there on the spot, like, for example, perfect example, I'll be skating down the street, like, to a spot or something, like, just cruising, minding my own business, like, and then someone drives by and yells right out their window, "Yo, do a kickflip!" And nowadays, like, it's kind of like, all right, I expect it now, so most of the time I can just kind of do one and continue on with my day. But, like, a lot of this untapped potential that kids have normally come from the more shy perspective I've seen. Like, I know a lot of people who are pretty shy, but actually have, like, they're super talented.
Extremely talented.
Extreme, like, yeah.
I've noticed it too, and I don't mean to particularly pick on any sort of cultural group, but Micronesians, Marshallese kids, I've seen some amazing singing.
Oh yeah, definitely. They can sing.
Guitar playing, ukulele, like 3-part harmony in the bathroom, like, just insanely good. And then you ask them to play in class and they're like, "No, I can't, mister. I'm too shy."
Yeah. Yeah, and
or like, "Do you want to do this performance here?" No, I can't, mister. I'm too shy.
And what I have noticed is another thing is, like, self-confidence. My generation especially lacks self-confidence. And we've had, like, I feel like, I'm not trying to say that it's good that we are the way that we are, but I feel like it's the media that has, like, made us kind of, like, self-conscious and, like,
really,
especially because we're teenagers, like, we want to be in with the new. We want to, like, do what makes us look good.
Okay.
And if you can't do what makes you look good, then people are gonna you have that fear of people judging you.
So let me see if I get this right. So you mean, like, if you're not, like, immediately, like, super super good at something, maybe you're, like, 80% there, and that means that means, like, oh, I shouldn't do it at all, kind of stuff. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Or, like, I don't have the right to portray that I like to do this thing because I'm not proficient at it.
Wow. Any thoughts, like, how we can overcome, how I could help people overcome that? Because, like,
I mean,
I always want to, like, try and inspire kids to do better and to get past those kinds of things.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of experience with this problem because in skateboarding, like, you go to the skate park. I remember my first time I went to a skate park, I was terrified of not the obstacles, like, sure, it was kind of scary at first, but once I got the obstacles, like, once I knew I could traverse them, that became kind of second nature, and I wasn't scared of the obstacles. I was scared of the people there because I didn't want to mess up a trick that I'm trying and get laughed at, And for the most part, actually, like, skating, I've noticed, like, people don't really mind, if you
like, if you're a beginner, they're not gonna pounce on you, right?
Yeah, they're not gonna, for the most part, they won't. And if they
do you feel like that maybe, like, musically, like, they do that? Like, if, like, you're not super good at singing, like, people pounce at you?
I've seen that.
You've seen
but
that?
It's not as, like, big of a fear as skateboarding, because skateboarding is such, like, a cool hip thing to do, or especially now. I mean, I remember when I told people I skateboarded back in, like, elementary, middle school, like, they were like, "Oh, so, like, you're a druggie?"
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I mean, it does have, like, that kind of certain aspect to it, like, of being against the norm, like, anti-PC. But for the most part, skaters are really nice people, and they're always willing to help. Like,
I agree.
And not trying to toot my own horn here, but recently, like, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, I taught this girl how to drop in. Because she was really scared. Her parents were there, like, supporting her, and she had the idea, but she didn't have the execution. So I taught her how to drop in. She was really stoked, and I was stoked. you know, because like I love to see when kids are getting into something, like whether that be skateboarding, surfing, dancing, anything. Like,
Pause. Okay, that's fine. Okay, catch you later.
anyways,
On pause.
yeah, unpause. Okay. So, but yeah, like, sure, there's that fear, but it's all about overcoming that fear. And there's like a lot of methods of doing that. It's like warming yourself up at home before you go out and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure, like, if you go and do a street performance and like with dance, right? You don't just hop out there and get, like, you don't just start dancing. Like,
No.
you warm up at home, right? Like, you
Well,
get ready.
My experience with this, I've done a lot of breakdance street shows. And I made a lot of I made a lot of money doing it. It was kind of like a side hustle for me for years and years. But at some point, I started as a basic beginner, knowing nothing, and I just had to be comfortable with being a beginner.
Yeah,
and
just
like,
accepting the fact that you're still learning.
being a beginner for a while, and just like, I don't care what people think. I want to do this, you know.
Exactly.
But you know, I was 22 when I got to that point, because I was 22 years old, and I was like, I've always wanted to break dance. It's always been inside of me. And so I just decided one day I found a guy who could teach me, and I was like, he was teaching classes. I'm like, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing can stop me now. I don't care if I'm a beginner until, you know, I'm 30 years old, whatever. You know, I'm still going to I just want to do it just for me, not for anyone else. You know, but then when you have that attitude, when you're saying like, I just want to do it for me, I don't want to do it for anyone else, that's when you really progress. And then you find yourself at a point where like people enjoy what you do and want to hear from you.
Oh yeah.
Right. And
Because
it doesn't take very long to get to that point either.
No.
I would say within 1 or 2 years, you know, of breaking training, I was at that point where people wanted to see it, where I'd go to like weddings or parties and stuff, and everyone's too afraid to go on the dance floor. Right. But then because I knew how to do windmills or whatever, like I would go and I'd break the ice, and then that like gave everyone permission to dance and have a good time. And I was like, wow, like, you know, it just took me to get over the hill, and then all of a sudden all these people are following me into this joy. You know?
It's all about breaking the ice.
Yeah, so and I think that applies to music and singing and all sort of stuff too. If you're the one willing to break the ice, you can have a stampede of people behind you that will all follow you into joy. And think of how much good you can put into the world that way. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's what I think about it.
I find that with a lot of like expressive hobbies, or like dance and like sports and stuff. If you show that you're having a good time, it intrigues people, because
it gives people permission to enjoy it too.
Yeah. That's why I think even if we go into a depression, like if our nation goes into a depression, if there's one person happy, we'll never fully be just gloomy and monotone all the time. Like, it's going to spread. Happiness is contagious.
I agree.
And if you
Happiness is contagious. Quote 2021.
Quote
Japo 2021. Happiness is contagious.
But yeah, if as long as there's happiness, there's always it's gonna spread.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. That's something I think about every day, because I want to spread as much aloha as I can, right? And I feel like it's my job. So kind of is, right?
Yeah, you are a teacher.
Kind of is. Don't give away my identity, bro.
I know.
Chicken Joe. Okay,
Chicken Joe.
No, don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Professor Joe.
It's a secret. It's that guy at Pine Trees.
But yeah, it's just a matter of like being comfortable in your own skin.
Right.
As long as you're comfortable with who you are, as long as you're happy with who you're becoming, it's gonna intrigue other people, and they're not gonna bash you for it. Like, as long as you're doing it for yourself and you're happy doing it, other people are gonna follow. You know.
Even if you're a beginner, a total beginner.
Yeah. Like, I've seen kids who are learning how to skate, with Instagram pages where they post daily progression, like, oh, I learned this trick, I learned this trick, I learned this trick, and they have massive followings. I'm talking thousands upon thousands of followers, just because these people want to see this kid progress.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's amazing. Like, that's something I really like about social media, is that you can make someone's life. I mean, like, I'm not trying to say it like as like you control them, but like you can guide them into the you can guide them into the right thing, you know,
With that.
by giving them the motivation of like knowing that people want to see you progress, and like you want to progress too. So it's less of making them happy and making yourself happy in the end, actually.
So then maybe by making yourself happy and doing the things you want to do, you spread joy, and then you make other people happy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Something like that?
With a lot of media producers, like one of my favorite pro skateboarders, he runs a YouTube channel, and YouTube's kind of like this like outcast thing in skateboarding, like in the core skateboarding industry, because they're like, oh, like YouTubers, like you're for kids. But he's, without them knowing, like he's spreading joy, doing what he loves, and I think that's amazing.
I agree. Any final thoughts? I think we got to wrap this up, yeah?
Yeah, I think we do.
Final thoughts, you guys? No, they're all chilling. Japo?
Yeah. I just gotta say, if you're happy doing what you think is a good thing, then you should keep doing it.
And then I would say, don't ever be afraid to be a beginner, because even the greatest artists all had to be a beginner at one point.
Oh yeah.
You know, the illest breakdancers on planet Earth at one time couldn't even do a handstand or a headstand.
Yep.
Or anything like that.
Think about this. Nigel Houston didn't just come out the womb doing a tray flip. He built himself up to there.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Right? Yep.
All right.
All right.
Aloha.
Shoots.